everybody. This is Nikki Be Fearless. Nikki, my name's Nikki, and I'm encouraging all to be fearless, including myself. Guys, be fearless to come on this live. Be fearless to check out my links. Be fearless to share the information with a friend from a friend of a friend. Yes. So I'm waiting for more people to get on. I'm going to be on here for a little bit. I just want to hang out. Talk to you guys more about finances. I think that's my, oh, what that is. Let me check. Okay, I think that's from my beans, whatever. I'm a real person. I eat. Okay. Hi, guys. Share. This is Nikki Be Fearless. I'm coming to talk to you guys about the favorite topic, your finances. Guys, I'm not sure how to use this chat. I'm going to try to get more acclimated with it tonight because I'm planning to hang out. So if y'all have questions, please put it in the chat. Put the questions in the chat. Please share. We're here to talk about financial literacy. And guys, I don't know everything. I'm not smarter than everybody. I just read a few extra books and started implementing some different habits because my goal is to create generational wealth. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. If you've been listening to my live, if you've been following my YouTube, Be Fearless, capital B, Fearless, look for my picture. It's there. Like, subscribe, share with everybody so everybody could get my algorithm going on YouTube. But like I said, my Be Fearless was me. Be Fearless was motivation for me. And now my B in Be Fearless, I'm Blyden. First, it was for my name, defending and defining my name, Blyden. Powerful name, smart people, ambitious people, motivated people. But now my B in Be Fearless is to create billions so that I could be able to have generational wealth. I look for 100 generation down the line while I'm gone for them to know my name and call my name and know that I'm the one that took a stand. I'm the one that took the sacrifices, and they keep that legacy moving forward, educating, because that's what separates us, right? That's the only thing that can close this wealth gap is financial education, financial literacy. That is it that we're missing. It's not that anybody's smarter than you. It's not that anybody have more institutional education or college education or training than you. It's just the difference is financial education. And some people are willing to take the risk and the chance. Some people want to take time out of their busy schedule, busy day to listen. And others want to keep busy and keep going and keep grinding and thinking that, oh, the key is to work hard as I can. The key is to work as many jobs as I can. The key is to save as much money as I can. But that's not the key. So we're here to talk about the key to financial literacy to change our generation forever and create generational wealth. As I come on, I'm speaking from my heart. So I'm actually putting it, and I'm going to pin it so that you guys will see, this is not scripted. This is all from the heart, baby. All from the heart. Oop. I think my daughter said to put my comment and then hold it down and pin it. There it is. It's pinned. Boom. Technology is about practice, okay? Not being afraid. That's what it's about. Being fearless. That's what I'm talking about. Being fearless. Not being afraid. So I've been seeing people during this pandemic coming on the live talking about all kind of crazy stuff. People on live talking about their booties, talking about cooking, talking about people are just trying to have fun because people are boring. They're in the house. They have the children. They're doing dances. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see how people are just being so creative. So I said, okay, I love to dance. I'm a soca queen. I'm from the Virgin Islands. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here for a more serious topic, okay? I love music. I share my experiences with traveling. I absolutely love traveling. And I don't share my experiences with traveling because I want to show off on anybody or because I want to impress anybody, but I want to impress upon you that you don't have to wait until retirement. You don't have to wait for this spectacular time to be able to enjoy your family and take your family out with you and have these experiences with them while you're alive. Don't just work hard, 2, 3 jobs, put your money in a savings account, not taking advantage of the compound interest that you could be benefiting from if you invest your money in the stock exchange. And I'm not here to tell you that it's going to be easy, because it's not. And it takes a lot of commitment, and it takes breaking a lot of habits that we have, because look, we've been trained to work from paycheck to Monday. Okay, Monday you're broke. And you feel good about yourself because why? You feel good about yourself because you just bought a brand new shoe. You just bought a brand new shirt. Your girlfriend is talking about it, so you want to go get it. Your boo think that he could impress you and bring you over a nice, cute bag. And I like my nice things, okay? But the thing is, that is not it. That's not what's going to create generational wealth. I love you too, baby. I saw the comment. I love you. I have on a light color shirt, and my writing is in white, but it's okay. I'm going to be looking in. I'm going to be coming closer so I could read your comments, because I want this to be a conversation where we're going back and forth. A monologue, not a dialogue, not a monologue. Okay, look, we ain't gonna act like I was all smart than everybody else in school. I was not. I was a normal person. I studied really hard so I could just pass, not even get A's. I didn't care about that. And I'm not here to encourage anybody to not get A's. I'm just saying that I was a different child from a child. Did I share with you guys the story about when I was a kid? I knew I would be different and great. And things didn't always start off like that. When I was in the kindergarten, I repeated the kindergarten. Who repeats the kindergarten? Nikki B. Nikki B repeats the kindergarten. But why was that? It was because my mom didn't have the confidence. My grandfather dropped out of school when he was 7. So he only had like a fundamental primary education. And he came out of school and he worked to help his family raise his 13 siblings. He's the 14th. And that happens a lot in the islands. Back in the day, our grandparents did not finish their fundamental school education because they had to stop working stop going to school and then go work, especially if you were a boy. And if you were a girl and you was the oldest child or you were the second child, you would stop school and you would stay home and you would help your mom watch the smaller kids. Or if you were very ambitious, you would get up early, right? And you would help mom in the house. You would prepare things. You would get ready and go to school and come home, and you got to help mom again. That's how our past was as island people in the island and Caribbean. So my story wasn't no different. My mom came from a parent that did not have a fundamental education. My parent did not have fundamental education. And when I started school, it was rough because my mom knew that she had to go to work and provide for her children. She knew keeping a roof over our head was most important. She knew that putting clothes on our backs, not even having a large variety, but keeping clothes on our backs and shoes on our feet was more important than actually going and getting a fundamental. She could read and she could write and she could fill out applications. But with not having that fundamental education, my mom was missing something. She was missing confidence. And her missing that confidence, actually, she felt like she was not as smart. And she felt like she wasn't smart enough to even taught her children. So at the time when I was a kid, she wasn't able to take me to primary school. So my brother didn't go to primary school, but her last child, my sister, went to primary school. So she was a bit more confident. But I remember failing the kindergarten and feeling really, really bad about myself and feeling like who does that? Who fails the kindergarten? But I was very confused in kindergarten. I really did not understand What was the difference between colors and numbers? I did not know shapes. Everything seemed so difficult for me to retain and all of that good stuff. And I remember feeling bad, and my family, my friends went ahead, leave me. And I remember sitting in kindergarten, graduation year, still now finally coming to grasp that I'm not going to move on to the next grade. I had a feeling, but I still wasn't sure because I knew I was confused, and I knew I couldn't retain. I knew I wasn't retaining. Not I couldn't retain, but I wasn't retaining. And I wasn't retaining because I didn't have the help when I go home to review my stuff. I didn't have the help for people to even build like confidence in me because my mom was working 2, 3 jobs to make ends meet, to feed her family. And I love her daily for that. I share with people this because where I am now, the confidence that you're seeing right now, the message that I'm even giving you, you would never think that this would come from a kid that was in elementary school, that failed the elementary school and did not have that background education from her family. So saying that to say it don't have to come from that kind of structure of what corporate America paints or blue collar America or white collar America paints. It can come from any kind. It comes from within. It comes from self-confidence. It comes from self-motivation. And that's what I was. I realized that I had to motivate myself. I had to give myself confidence. One thing my mom taught me was work ethics. So I knew that whatever it is that the other students in my class had to do, I had to do 3 times harder so it can retain, because they might have the help when they go to school. But when I come home from school, I'm not going to have the help. So I had to focus 100 times more when I was in school. I couldn't be distracted by what was happening around me because I knew when I go home, I'm not going to have the help. So I paid attention in school. I asked 100 questions that people thought was stupid questions. I asked those questions, and I would say I asked those questions for my class, but I asked those questions for me. And a lot of times, some people have the same kind of questions, right? We have the same questions to ask, but we're afraid. We don't have the confidence to ask those questions. But for me, I knew I had to do different. I knew I had to be different because my situation was different. The environment that I came from was different. It was common, but everybody in my class left me. So obviously there was something different about my home, right? There was something else that I needed that I wasn't getting. So I had to become somebody different. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you feeling me? So let me see if I have any questions here. Guys, ask questions. I'm talking about my life. We're here to talk about financial literacy. We're here to share information, like a lot of gems that our parents never shared because our parents didn't know. Our parents taught us what they know, and they practiced what they were taught. And I just explained to you that my grandfather didn't have a fundamental education. So what did he taught my mom? He taught her to work hard. He taught her work ethic. He taught her entrepreneurship, which was one of the best. And that's what I got from my parents, my mom, my grandparents. My dad always wanted to work for himself, like entrepreneurship. And that's special because it takes special people to be entrepreneurs. You're not sitting down letting somebody tell you what to do, when to do it, what time to go, what time to come. You literally create a schedule. You create that momentum. You create that motivation. You drive yourself to go get whatever it is you need to stay motivated and to stay interesting, right? So that's what it is that my parents taught me. So I took something that was bad, a situation that people might paint bad, and I created a good story about it. Because of me being special and me having to work harder and be more creative and being more of an independent thinker, I actually participated in a lot more things than my classmates. I was in graffiti. When I was a kid, I don't remember if it was middle school, high school. It was a few years that I was in the graffiti, a talk show to target high school kids to help them to just go for their dream, even if it's uncomfortable, motivate them and all of that, blah, blah, giving them advice on teen pregnancies, on diseases and all of that good stuff. You could look it up, graffiti, if it's out there. It's so long ago. But I remember it because I took a part in that show. And it was huge for me because I've always loved speaking to people and motivating people and mentoring people, because as a kid, I did not have that. And I felt like it was a need. So I found within myself what I needed. I dig down, I started reading, I started studying, I started spending more time with people that I thought knew what I didn't know. And most of the time those were adults, because the kids was playing. I was never a big player. I did not like to run. I did not like to play hide and seek. I did not like to jump over walls or climb trees or any of that stuff. And I was not a big reader because, like I said, I was not too confident with myself when it came to reading and learning. However, hi, honey, my godmom is here. She always supports my life. Thank you very much, sweetheart. But share it with everybody. So guys, what I'm saying is, like, when I was a kid, I knew I was special. I knew I was different. I felt it. Different people gravitated to me, like, people that was older, smarter. And they would always ask me for advice. They always thought that I had the answers, and I'd be looking at them like, I don't know if I know this. But now I know it. I know it because I exposed myself to more things, and because more people depending on me, and I'm a creator, and I'm a helper. I love to help people, and I reach out to people, and I love to prospect people and talk to people, old people, new people. I'm a talker, as you can see. So I always had to become that better person, right? To confront and to be able to become, little boy, get away from my life. My son is here trying to impose on my life, but it don't have to be perfect. This is not scripted. That's the good thing about this. This don't have to be perfect. It's real. I really want to have a real conversation with you guys, and I'm rambling along until more people come on. But and I said I'm gonna be here with you guys for a little bit. They bake cake and they are eating all the cake. Like, my children are not like every other child. Like, they like to eat a lot. And now that they're home for COVID, they don't understand that, okay, it's breakfast time, snack time, lunch time, dinner time, and kitchen closed. No, they want to eat all night long. I know everybody having that same issue at home, but it is what it is. What can we do? I keep feeding them. But they're very active. They're physically active. They like to work out, so they burn it off. I'm the one have to look at what I eat, because I'll be sitting there and they'll just be running and working it off and staying all nice and slim and fit, right? But I'm over 40, so it's harder for me to drop that weight. They're young. But guys, I just want to tell you guys that I knew from a kid that I was different. And I know that some of the people here might be feeling like you're different and you've been different, or you might feel like you had to work harder than the people around you or in your group. But it's not because anything wrong with you. It's just because you're different, and different in a good, positive way, right? I remember when I was 10 years old, that I wanted to show my mom. She said my father liked to eat too. Yeah, he does. So when I was like 10 years old, I did something really special for my mom. Like, which 9-year-old would go to the newspaper in St. Thomas? And I said, I'm going to look and see if that article is still there. Like, Google wasn't around then. I didn't know how to do it. I just knew I wanted to do it. And I wanted to surprise her and do something different and special. But I love to clean. I always loved to clean. Always was an entrepreneur spirit, because I got that from my grandfather and my mom. Work ethics, very hardworking. So I used to sell newspapers before I went to school. Anybody else used to sell newspapers on the corner in St. Thomas before they went to school? But one of the experiences that newspaper selling did for me was I knew how to put an article in a newspaper. So some people see an article and they think that you're special. They think that because you're on the cover of the magazine that you're special, but anybody could be on the cover of the magazine. You just have to pay for that cover. Most of the time that cover is taken years in advance. So you have to just apply for the cover, write your article, pay for the cover, and boom. If you want to be on the cover of Forbes, you're going to be on the cover of Forbes. So That's one of my dreams, that I'm gonna pay for that cover of Forbes, and it's hard because it's a line. And you have to have the backings, so financially, we're here to talk about financial literacy and moving forward. I know that I have the information to share with you guys and to show you guys that that's not hard either. As easy as it was for me to go to St. Thomas and put an article in the newspaper at 9, 10 years old for my mom, because of the experience of selling newspaper, I knew the people, I knew how to speak to them, I knew the questions to ask, and I wasn't afraid to ask those questions. So that experience is what made me know now, like, okay, a magazine is just something that people pay for that part to promote or to advertise their business. It's just marketing. So it's the same thing with financial services. When I first learning about financial services, when I first learned about financial literacy, many people learn about something and they kind of just stay in that one area. I'm very broad. Like, I literally I'm passionate about teaching people about their financial house from foundation up, and passionate to the point where I want to know what I know and know that I know what I know, so that when I'm speaking to people that want to challenge me and don't know, I would kind of know how to come at a different angle and educate them, not make them feel bad about what they know, not shut them down or not take their concerns into consideration, but actually passionately educate them on the things that I know. And it's so ignorant to the word, to the majority of the people, right? Because when it comes to financial services, if I ask you, like, how did you know? How did you learn about your personal finances? You would say true trial and error, like me, trial and error, until I joined a team and I started working and I started studying and I started reading and reading books about people that's doing different. That 1% that most people is intimidated about, I was excited about learning about them. I was excited about reading about them because I wanted to learn and I wanted to know more, right? So saying this to say, don't feel intimidated. I'm really trying to speak very fundamental so that the message don't go over your head, right? So if you have a question, you could ask the question. You could put it in the chat. Somebody said that they're going broke, like feeding their children. They're going in and out of the refrigerator. Yes. Yes. But we're not going to go broke. We ain't going broke. We ain't claiming broke. We are going to get rich because we're doing something different, right? Financial literacy. And if we do this differently, then guess what happens? We're going to now teach our children how to do the same thing, right? So most people are taught to go to school, get a good job, educate yourself, work for 20, 30 years. You work for 20, 30 years, then you retire. Eventually at retirement, you're healthy enough so that you can do what? Travel, start going after your dreams. I say different. I say allow your dreams to motivate you to read more, to learn more, to find out what people around you that are the 1% that are doing well. Push yourself and be fearless, to knock on their door, to literally confront them and approach them and take that rejection so that you can know something different, so that you don't have to study that pattern that's not working. Getting 2, 3 jobs until you burnt out, it's not working. Putting your money into a savings account, everybody's grandma say save, my mama say save. And you're like, okay, I'm saving, but my money is only gaining a penny on a year, right? How is that going to help me? And then I realized and read that banks know a rule that I don't know, the rule of 72. Banks is actually taking my money and investing my money. Banks is not really working for me, but they're working for their business. Banks is actually an investor and they're participating in a market that's available for all of us to participate in. Banks never told us that opening a brokerage account is actually easier than opening a bank account. Like, I tried opening a bank account, and let me tell you, They want addresses. They want two proofs. They want IDs. They want money down. You might not have the money to put down at the moment, but you know you want it. You know you open that account. It's going to motivate you to put more money in that account. Banks want everything. They want you to stand in line. They want you to wait till they're ready and all this stuff. And they want to come to you with all these fancy words. And they got the nerves. Have you ever been to the bank and see that big old flyer at the door? APR. These high numbers, interest that we're offering you, 0.5%, less than 1%. Is that what you're motivating me with, to come to the bank to put my money in there? And then what are you going to do with my money? And I hear people say this, and it's ignorant, but it's ignorant to the word because you literally don't know. I've heard people say, well, I just use the bank to change my checks, which is fine. We all need the bank to use it to pay our bills and our checks. And I don't get a bank no money. Banks, let me tell you, you put that money in that bank for 2 seconds, that bank will take your money and move it. You get paid at 12 a.m. and you go back and get that money at 5 after you get off of work at 3, but you were in traffic for 2 hours to drive to the bank, to stand in the line, to wait for the teller a day and a half to come to you so you could sign to get your money, right? Or you get to the ATM and guess what happens? ATM is not working. Why? Because they don't have money in that bank. Is that on purpose? So this is what I'm telling you. That time that you're taking to go to the bank from when you got paid, the bank is moving your money. It's business. It's financial services. It is what it is. All banks move their money in the market. The exchange market. Exchange market is how our money circulates globally, right? Everybody has capital that they're moving. You might not be voluntarily participating in the market, but your money's working there every day. So this is what I'm saying to you. Learn the rules, learn the banker's rules, learn how to open a brokerage account, learn how to put what you can afford. You literally can open a brokerage account with zero. You literally could commit to put $25, $50, $100, $200 every 2 weeks. Every week, once a month, put something, buy stocks in things that you use on a daily basis. Start from there, right? Start with owning a product, owning a piece of a product that you buy regularly and use regularly. Start there. You don't have to know a lot. It don't have to feel like it's going over your head. This is something that every household can do. The other day I shared on my Facebook, on my story, I don't know if you saw it or not, but I shared that I took my boys to the bank to open their bank account so that they can start transferring money from their bank account to their brokerage account. And my boys, we opened a brokerage account online, which had to be signed on paper and all of that stuff. We faxed it back. But for the bank account, I had to literally take my boys in, present their IDs, they sign, I sign, and then we had to drive there and drive back. It took more time. And I had to take money from my account to give to them to put into their checking and savings account. And the bank is taking my money and investing it. So, but my boys could open their brokerage account with zero, right? And buy stuff. They love games. And there's some ETFs called Hero. Games is cyber and connections and network, like protecting. They talk about things lagging. They talk about viruses. So I talk to them about stuff like that. They love Nike. They love Adidas. They love those things. I talk to them about stuff like that. They like Apple. Hey, let's buy an Apple share. Let's buy Adidas share. Let's buy a Nike share. Let's buy a Heroes ETF. Every time you get money from your grandmother, every time you get money from a friend, anytime you get money that you earn a little bit from cutting somebody's lawn or helping me around the house, then what you need to do is just simply take that money, put it into your bank account, move it into your brokerage account, and buy a stock or share in a company that you like. I'm teaching this. I am bringing this conversation to your kitchen table because this have not been a kitchen table conversation that we have with our our children. We wouldn't know how to start or where to start. People ask me, how do I open a brokerage account, Nikki? Everybody have a phone. Everybody have a computer, a laptop. Go on. Which is the best, Nikki? I'm going to whisper this. Like, stay away from Robinhood. I ain't say that. So what I'm saying is, everybody's in the beginning too. I was sharing apps of Robinhood, but since what happened with GameStop and AMC, I don't mess with them. You done already showed me that you ain't got enough money. So if you ain't got enough money, if you go to a bank and they ain't got enough money, you're not going to take your money and keep pointing in that bank. You don't got enough liquidity. I'm not messing with you. You lying. You running a business and you ain't got no money to protect my money. I'm messing with you. You lying. So I have E-Trade. I have Ameritrade. And I'm not telling you to go get E-Trade and Ameritrade. Get what you like. Get what you're comfortable with. Do your research and see if those brokerages, fit the goal for your family. But I'm just giving you ideas. I also there's different ones. Like I've seen other people have stuff like Webull and Coinbase if you want to trade coins. But some people are using Cash App and buying coins on Cash App and buying stocks on Cash App. Saying all this to say, like, do something. Even Square's Cash App. It got PayPal that you can invest in. It got Roku if you watch Roku. It got Netflix stocks that's doing well. And these are all different prices. Download Yahoo Finance, right, guys? Download CNBC. Start watching news that's more beneficial, that's going to help you obtain financial literacy. Start feeding your brain with positive affirmations. Start feeding your brain with positive vibrations. Start educating you. Like if you have on CNBC, that's my granddaughter and my children is playing in the back. I hope it's not disturbing you guys because they're ridiculous. I know. They're kids. I'm going to go upside the head right on the live too. Excuse me. You go to bed and you go to bed. How dare you guys? I'm on the live and y'all are very disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Go to bed. No.
Okay.
You see what I gotta deal with? You see what I gotta deal with? No. It's not okay. Stop it. It's very disrespectful. I'm here having a serious conversation. These people are taking off from their time to come on here to listen to me, and you decide that you're gonna be playing inside with your niece. Go to bed. And close the door. What did I say?
Now you about to go viral.
I'm about to yank somebody. That's what I'm about to do. Like, this is real life, okay?
We about to go viral.
We about to go viral.
We not going viral.
Anyway, so guys, for real, this is the, you see, they let me lose my train of thought. That's what they do. That's what these children do. They eat you out of house and home. And then when they finish eating you house and home, they make a bunch of noise while you live and have you looking crazy on the live. You see what I got to go through? So let's talk finances, right? Let's go back to this. You see what I got to be dealing with? Okay. All right. So, guys, what was I talking about? Help me. Show me that you're following. What was I talking about? So, yeah, my boys about opening their bank account for the first time and walking through this with them. I remember opening my brokerage account for the first time a year or 2 years ago. I started learning about it like in 2012 when I began to start, doing business of financial literacy. But literally going myself and opening my own, like at my age, and my children is learning about it at 14 and 15 years old. I asked my son, I said, could you imagine when you're 18 and you share with your, investing in stocks. Thank you guys. I think the network is delayed. And you share with your children share with their friends that they've been investing since they were 14 and 15 years old. Like that conversation happens at other cultures' kitchen table. That conversation happens. They just overhear CNBC and Yahoo Finance News is playing all the time. And when they look at the TV, when they're seeing those lines that's looking like this, and they're seeing it red, and they're seeing it green, and they're seeing these little candlesticks, and they look in all kind of ways, these people are excited about those colors. They're excited about these graphics. The first time I look at CNBC and the first time I heard news, I'm like, what is volatility, and what is liquidity, and what is a stock, and what is a brokerage, and what are they talking about, and where can I research about these companies, and what is fundamental, and what is technical? What are these things? This is a different language. I don't know this language. But like I told you, from when I was a kid, I was different. The things that most people don't talk about is what I'm interested in. I want to hear what the one percenters are interested in. I want to hear what they're excited about. So I started defining those words. I took Google. I've always looked at what, the one percenters have, and I work to get that. So I have tablets, I have laptops, and I took out my tablet and I said, hey, I look up liquidity. I look up fundamentals. I was like, what's the difference between fundamental and technical research in a company? And I look up those things. And in my 401k, because I have a job. I'm an engineer, and God has blessed me to be able to afford to invest into my 401k, but I had no idea what it was doing. I had no idea what questions to ask. I had no idea if I was putting enough. And I had no idea what they was really doing. So I needed to take my own finance into my own hands, right? And I've learned from my business that if I don't know, then hey, I have a broker on my team that could help you with investments. And then I started asking, okay, well, what if I don't get $1 million yet? Like, what do I do? And I learned that building my financial house the right way is actually protecting my income that I use to take care of my children. In case anything happens to me, then whoever is taking care of them, they will be taken care of. Or if anything happens to me, then I'll be able to get burial. I don't mean a good burial. I'm saying this live that I don't care if my kids cremate me, because I believe in God, and I believe that, I'll be resurrected, and I believe that this body will be dissolved, right? So why are they spending that much money and everybody can bury the way they want to be buried? I'm just saying that's a different form of burial. It's a cheaper burial, and it's one that I don't mind. So I'm not protecting my income so that I could be able to have this enormous burial and funeral, and then my kids are not taken care of. I thinking about protecting my income and life insurance and what is the best one, so that I could know my children is taken care of, because I care about them, even though they annoy me. Okay? They take all my money and they annoy me. They eat me out of house and home. And when I travel, I got to go with them. I can't go by myself, right? So I'm just saying, like, those things were important to me. I didn't want to leave that responsibility on somebody else. I didn't want my kids' quality of life to be different when I'm not here. I wanted to take full control over that. And I didn't want my job to do it. Most jobs have a life insurance policy that comes with your salary. And, if you have a house that's 100K or 200K, most people have big, beautiful houses. It's not enough if you get a life insurance that's equivalent to your salary to be able to take care of your children. And mine is 14 and I'm thinking about generational wealth. I'm not even thinking about taking care of my children till they're 18. But at least, can I get them to where they can take care of themselves? My job insurance could not do that. So because I, was taught better, I read books, and I saw that these one percenters was protecting their income even though they had high income. The one percenters were invested in the exchange. The one percenters was not just leaving their money in the bank. My mom lived for bank accounts. She go, Ma, Nikki, I opened an account again at another bank. I got some money in there. And I'm like, Ma, why are you opening bank accounts at all these banks? But she think that the more banks she opened the account with is the more incentives that the bank is going to give her. No. No, but you open one brokerage account, and the more stocks that you invest in, that will be able to give you more incentives. There you can benefit from your money actually gaining interest instead of less than 1%. There you can see your money actually doubling because now you're familiar with the rule of 72. These are things that I grew up and was able to educate my mom on, was able to educate my children on, was able to educate myself on, and my friends, like anybody that's in my circle, knows that this is what we talk about from sun up to sundown. This is what excites me. If you're not talking about how you're going to move the needle for your personal finance, how you're going to close the wealth gap, strategically strategizing on what's next, what can I do different this month to next month or this year to next year. This is what I talk about. And now I'm like, why am I going to die with this information? How can I get this information to more people and have a real conversation, a table talk conversation with people that are my friends, my BFFs, my Facebook people? Like, I really get excited about having this conversation with you guys. And I don't benefit, but I hope that your family would benefit because I hope that you would implement. I hope that you would have faith because the Bible said that faith without works is dead. And if you believe in God like I do, and you believe that Jehovah sent me to talk to you, to share with you this information, I see my sister-in-law Elisha is on the line. This lady Shanna is, I can't see the picture, but and my auntie Gina is here, and I have friends that's coming and going and my videos circulate, and I just knew that God sent me to talk to you guys personally, to tell you guys, because you might be in a position where you're laying on your bed and wondering which is the way, and there is a better way, and what is the better way, how can I do something different. And I'm here to just give you a message of blessings, a message of hope that it is a better way. And just because you don't want to work from 9 to 5 and double 16s, because I used to be in the nursing field back in the day, and I'm telling you, I used to work 16 hours because I had to take care of my children. But I worked more hours then and I made more money, but I have more money now. My daughter is calling. I'm on the live, lady. Daughter is calling. Guys, I'm gonna have to go. I mean, I hope that everything that I shared with you guys had value. I want you guys to, I'm gonna just encourage you to press the link on my page. My page have a link. It's a link on my website. It's very user friendly. It's easy. I like easy. I don't like things to be complicated. It's a friendly picture of me. My contact is there. You can message me on Messenger. If you want to call me, you can call me on Messenger. We could talk more about your personal finance, and I could give you a better sense of direction. And also, there's short videos in my link that I would encourage you to just check out. Just play it. That alone will give you so much more information as far as how to properly build your financial house and just financial literacy so that you can help to close the wealth gap in our community. And I hope that you share the information that you learn. I hope that you have this conversation in your small groups with your friends or with your classmates. So if you're in school or with your, now we have chat mates and Zoom mates and work mates. Like, I really hope that you do, because this information might touch somebody. This information might help somebody. This information might give somebody hope. And I'm not being stingy by keeping it to myself, and I hope you guys won't either. I hope you share my live. Thank you, Alicia. Oh, thanks. No problem. No problem. And I'm going to be coming here often. I plan to come twice a week just to share. I might sound repetitive because some people are asking the same question. I will try to be creative so that, the live will be very interesting. You will be able to learn about something that's very intimidating and something that's very sensitive to most people and uncomfortable to discuss. But I want to try to make it fun and make it more user friendly and make it, where, yep. and make it where you're not afraid to even put a question in the chat so that you can have the information, or you're not intimidated to pick up the phone even after this live and ask me a personal question about your personal finance. And so I could help give you a sense of direction, or tell you what I know, or tell you what I'm implementing in my personal life. And I'm hoping that this was helpful. I'm seeing some really, really great comments that people enjoy the live, and I definitely committed to keep coming on and keep sharing what I know. Oh, what about, oh my gosh, IRA. Okay, let me take a minute. So, guys, do you know 401k IRAs? A lot of times we fill out those forms. Hi, I make one mama live. Mommy, can you? Yes, I will. All right, I'll make one. I'm coming. Stop disturbing my life. I'm coming. I'm going to answer Alicia's question. So, Alicia asked me about a 401k. What do I know about 401k? So, guys, you fill out you get a job and you fill out these benefit package. You absolutely don't have the knowledge base on it. You don't know the questions to ask. You don't know what's a proper amount to invest, and you don't know how it benefits you. You don't even know the difference between the both of them, right? So, and this is not just a you problem. This is a we problem. This is a global problem. A lot of people is signing up for 401ks and have no idea what their money's doing. They have no idea who the company is until it's time to withdraw the money. They have never spoke to an analyst about their personal goals and what they personally want for their family in retirement. Some, just because retirement is 65 and a half, they say, that don't mean that you don't want to retire earlier. You cannot touch the money earlier, because we know 67 and a half is when you can withdraw from your 401k without getting penalized. I mean, I'm sorry, 59 and a half. Who am I? 59 and a half without being penalized, right? There are qualified withdrawals that you can withdraw, like if you want to buy a house and all that good stuff. Now, what I've been getting is people telling me, well, I can't afford to invest into my 401k, right? And I tell people it's best to invest into your 401k now that you're young, because when you get older, you're tired. You don't work as much. You don't make as much. Your body is not going to be able to work for the money anymore. So now you got to put yourself in a position for your money to work for you, right? So Alicia asked, what's the difference? Do you know anything about it? Yes. So we have a Roth IRA and we have traditional IRA. What's the difference between the two? And I'm going to sound like I'm speaking Spanish, so write it down, okay, guys? So a Roth IRA, first of all, a 401k was invented, I think it said in 1963. And then the Roth IRA came about in 1983. Don't quote me. Look it up and correct me if I'm wrong. So these are accounts that just fairly new. People before then was not okay financially. They didn't have a financial game plan. They didn't have a way out as to stop working. They just knew they're going to start working, and they have no idea when they're going to stop working. They just knew work to provide for yourself, and we don't know what's going to happen when we get old. They didn't have any. They didn't have those accounts set up. So we are blessed. Saying all that to send those dates just for you to have a idea is more recent than later. So we are more blessed that we have these options that we can invest in. Even the stock exchange is a fairly new exchange to participate in. So we are more blessed that we can work and we can put our money to work for us while we sleep. Okay. So a Roth IRA. Anybody know what's the biggest bill that we have? Some people say their mortgage. Some people say their car payments. Some people say their insurance. Some people say their children because they eat a lot. But it's their taxes. It's your taxes. Do you know how much percentage of your taxes is coming out from your mortgage, from your car payment, from your car loans, even from your retirement? Do you know before you get paid how much you got to pay for taxes? Do you know when you retire, there are different accounts, which is the Roth and the traditional, that the Roth is deferred, tax deferred, and the traditional is you could pay up front, but then at the end of it, no taxes at withdrawal. So the biggest tax bill in retirement that most older people worry about is taxes, because you might finish paying off your house, but you will still have property tax. You might buy a new car because you drove an old car your whole life, so you have interest, and taxes on that too. So the 401k, the traditional, is tax deferred. It's not saying you don't pay tax, it's saying that you're deferring your taxes. And the point of that is so that you can pay. The concept is that when you get older, you'll be making less money, meaning you'll be withdrawing less money from your retirement account. So your tax bracket will be in a lower tax bracket rather than the tax bracket you're in right now. The problem with the traditional IRA is whatever money your money grows to, right? So let's say you have $1 million into your traditional IRA. At $1 million that the capital that you put in, now it could grow to 2 million. What you pay taxes on is 2 million. When you withdraw from retirement, you're not going to withdraw $2 million and pay taxes on $2 million. Who does that? You're going to take portions of it. So, but the money that's in the account, it's going to be growing taxes for the rest of your life, for the life of the account, not even your life, because once you're gone, your beneficiary will take over the account. Your beneficiary, the funds in the account will be theirs. So now you have a trust that's growing taxes for the rest of your generation's life, right? So the 1%ers thought, if tax is my biggest bill, how can we find a loophole, right? How can we find a loophole so that we can save money? One of the biggest bills that all of us have in retirement, which is taxes. They created a Roth IRA. So a Roth IRA is a retirement savings account. You can have it, you can contribute to it in your 401k. You can also open a Roth IRA outside of your 401k with a brokerage or in a brokerage account. And what that does is you pay taxes up front. You pay taxes up front, and for the life of the account, even when you're gone and the account is growing to 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. I told you I want my generation, 100 generation, to know my name. So your account is growing in a Roth, and you no longer pay taxes in that account. Nothing you withdraw at the qualified age or when you go off to your beneficiary, they will have to pay taxes in that account again. You paid it up front. You made the sacrifice up front. So most people that is in a better income bracket, you still get a tax benefit now from both accounts. Let me explain to you how. Outside of deferred and paying up front, if you pay up front, you're not going to have to pay taxes in that account for the life of the account. If you pay deferred, what happens is if you pay, this is the traditional, your tax is deferred, but what's going to happen is you're going to pay taxes at the back end and the life of the account. So whatever it grows to. So I say this, and I'm not saying this to hurt anybody, but I say that when I think of a traditional, I think of my kids inheriting debt. I wanted to do the right thing, right? I wanted to put up some money, but my kids inheriting debt. So can you change from a traditional to a Roth? Yes. You can call your brokerage, your investment account. You can call them and you can tell them, listen, what kind of account am I invested in? What is my 401k? Is it a Roth or is it a traditional? They're going to tell you. They actually like when you ask those questions. They have a fiduciary responsibility to answer your question and provide information for you. So, but if you don't ask, they're not going to put it on you because it's very sensitive. It's a sensitive topic. Most people are uncomfortable talking about investments and money, period. I mean, you have a husband, you're uncomfortable talking about money. So most people are uncomfortable. You have a spouse. You know, the number one reason for divorce is finances. So most people are very uncomfortable talking about money with strangers. So if you don't initiate the conversation with your brokerage for your 401k at your job, or even if you open your own brokerage like a E-Trade, or Ameritrade, there are people there that can answer all your questions. Like, get your questions together and ask. They have a fiduciary responsibility to give you the right answer, and they know you're interested. But if you don't ask the right questions, they're not going to give you the answer because they can't because they don't want to impose on your privacy. You know what I'm saying? Pookie, I'm coming. If you don't wait, girl. So what I'm saying is, so I have a Roth. Great job, Alicia. And guys, even if you have a tradition, I'm gonna say great also because you're doing something. I think oh yeah, we don't care about that. We're not up here judging anybody, girl. So that's a good thing. Yes, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Yes, you do have a Roth. That's a very good thing. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you. Whether you have a Roth or traditional, maximize it. Max it out. Max it out. 19,500 is the max amount for my state. Each state has a different limit. Saying that to say that if you invest more than the qualified amount by the government, what's going to happen is they're going to penalize you. So wherever you are around December, November, be safe, November, make sure even included with your contribution and your employer's contribution, make sure that you're not hitting the max or over the max, or you're not going to hit it when the year turn over, because it's a huge penalty on your investment. So what you want to do is max it out. The benefit of maximizing your 401k is you reduce your taxable gross income and you become in a lower tax bracket. People say, I can't afford to save more. It's pre-tax. So they take your 401k out first and then tax everything else, right? So for instance, Alicia, if you want to invest 500 every time you get paid, right? What's going to happen is they're going to take out the 500 and then tax the difference of your check. And then you're going to pay the 500 on this for a Roth up front and then put it into your Roth account. But the thing is, if they leave that together and tax it as a whole, then you end up paying more taxes on let's say $2,000 instead of $1,500, if you're following me. So what's going to happen is it save you money on taxes as far as what you're bringing home, and then it reduces your taxable income. So they're not counting now that you're bringing home $2,000. They're not counting that you're bringing home $1,500. At the end of the year, those dollars makes a difference. You can go literally from a 10%, reduce your taxable income 10%. That's a lot of money at the end of the year. That's a lot of money. That's money that you could choose to put into a brokerage account or a 401k, or even max out in your life insurance and protect your income protection. Like, yeah, it's a good thing. Unless we know the rules and we know how to leave these accounts help us, then we wouldn't be able to benefit from it. And that's why I'm here. I'm here because I want to educate people on these concepts that are very important to our family, very important to closing the wealth gap, very important to moving the needle into your financial future. Look at her. Yep. So how are we doing, everybody? Anybody have any more questions before I run away? But I'm going to be back. And in the meanwhile, what I want you guys to do is think about protecting your income. Think about while we building our financial future, what you need to do is protect your income with the proper life insurance. And when I come back, we're going to just talk about the different concept of life insurance, the different kinds, and how they can benefit you, your family, for your family financial future. So thank you for participating, guys. Share my live. I'm here. And when I pop on, just listen and ask all the questions. And I might not know everything, but I can help find the answer. And then when I come back on, I could answer the question for you. But I'm an engineer, like I said, and we use something called Google a lot. We call him Uncle Google. So Anything that you want to know, you can put it in Google, and Google is going to give you the answer to your question. And the problem is, how do I know what question to ask? How do I know to ask what question? Like, what is the right question? What topic do I want to ask? So that's why I'm here. And I want you to fact check me and put it in Google and get the information, collect the information, and talk about these things with your family at their kitchen table. All right, guys, Nikki Be Fearless. See ya.